To achieve great success, you need consistency, and over the last 2 years, I was able to build such a consistency schedule, such a routine, and such a fucking nerve to do it that I think barely anyone can compete with me on that matter. So let me just tell you how do I approach being consistent every fucking single day, and how to just stop doing the bad shit and start doing the actual work that you're supposed to do. Here on the left, there is a picture of me actually while I was during my worst times. It was 120 kilos. I was going out every single weekend, drinking almost like, I think, 4 to 5 times a week. And here is my physique now, which I'm really proud of, which I built through consistency, through regular work, and through just not slacking and not giving out myself to comfort. If you think of comfort like that, you are borrowing from your future self, and you're borrowing heavily. Because with each takeout that you eat, with each cigarette you smoke, with each beer that you drink, you're gonna regret this in future. And you're gonna regret this hard, because when it feels easy now, it will feel much worse later. The foundation that you need to lay in your 20s currently, it is necessary for you to build a strong foundation which you can build upon. If I'm being honest, I fell victim through every trap that is possible in our modern world. I was addicted to playing games, I was addicted to junk food when I was really little. I was drinking a bottle of Lipton with sugar 2 liters a day. I was eating regularly takeout, I was taking drugs, I was doing alcohol many times. And through that, I'm almost clean. Throughout these years, it's actually, I think, 3 or 4 when I just decided to make the change. I realized I don't like those things. And you probably don't like those things either. Because when you really think about it and you are actually being honest with yourself, do you feel good after eating a whole pizza by yourself, watching like Netflix series and going to the work next day? Be honest with yourself, look into the mirror and ask yourself this question. Do you want to do it for the rest of your life? Every single day you order a pizza, watch a Netflix series, maybe pop a beer or 2. And do you actually think that is fun for you? For me, it's not. If it is, maybe you haven't just realized it yet. I'm here to help you, but for me, it's not, definitely. And I didn't want to live like this. So my turning point, it was actually on a friend's trip, and I just looked around and wasn't satisfied with how my life is going, with how I just abandoned making music. That is the biggest passion I have. And I wasn't able to make it. I was just doing really bad things every single day and wasn't very content with it. So I don't believe in balance, and maybe there are some people who can do things in moderation. I certainly don't, and I don't believe in such things as balance. For me, a balanced life is a life where I can fulfill my passion, I can train, I can relax, just lay on the bed and have a nap, and spend the time with people that are close to me. Not going out to drink and calling it this a balance is just a fucking doesn't resonate with me. When I finally realized and stopped blaming others for my circumstances, for things that happened to me, life got easier, just like that. And this is really funny how much in your head you can be stuck with just looking for different possibilities, that roadblocks. Let's say something bad happens to you, you get low views on your next beat, and you're looking for someone to blame, looking for the algorithm to blame. You have to really be introspective with that. Adult life does not work like that. You may look for outlets to blame, and you may look for other people, for other things to blame, to put the blame on. But at the end of the day, you will finally realize that no one really gives a fuck. And as a man, you need to take the responsibility yourself. And this will go very handy with your life, with relationship with girls, with being a proper fucking man. This is just the foundation. Being here to take the responsibility is actually the thing to do. No one says that you have to be perfect, that you have to do the right thing every single time. We all make mistakes. I make them often. But you have to take the responsibility by yourself. And you don't have to start by running a marathon, by going to the gym every single day, making 10 beats a day, making reels, making fucking videos. You don't have to do it at once. And I will later introduce you to the concept of habit stacking. But first, just make the minimal adjustments to make it count. For example, watching one Netflix episode can be easily exchanged for making a beat. Scrolling for 1 hour after work, which is really fucking useless, because out of watching Netflix episode, really good show, you can take anything from it. From scrolling, you just waste time. So just instead of this, go to the gym. If you're really like a beginner and it is really hard for you, you can even just go on a fucking treadmill, put the speed to 5.0, put the incline to 10, and just walk like this. And you grab a phone, let's say. I can grab mine because I'm recording with it, but you just grab a phone and scroll there, and instantly you are doing something good without even sacrificing that much, right? The trick. The last point is about me. I was struggling with video games, and I really like this game, Path of Exile. I was playing it many hours a day, let's say. I wasn't developing my business as I would like to, so I just decided to uninstall and sacrifice this pleasure. I put it in quotation marks, because as I realized, I'm more fulfilled by doing just, for example, recording those videos, making reels, making beats, making content overall, like just being surrounded with music. This is more fun to me, and this is much more fun to me than trying to balance my whole routine around that. And let me tell you, it won't get easier. When you think you have plenty of time, you don't. And year after year after year, it always, like, I hear people saying, you have to use your 20s, it will get harder later. And to be honest with you, it won't really get easier. So you have to use your prime moment when you're in your early 20s, to be as productive as you can, to just not have to be fatigued for the rest of your life and doing shit that you don't want to. This perfectly ties into what I was saying previously. You sacrifice your 20s to live in your 30s. Like am I right? People always say this. And this is kind of bullshit advice, if I'm being honest, because you don't sacrifice your 20s. If you don't enjoy doing all the hard things, working on something meaningful, that is meaningful for you, if you don't enjoy working out, try to just eliminate the things that are more fun. And you will quickly realize that you are able to have the fun along the way. You can find fun cooking for you, to eat clean. You can spend time with friends. You don't have to drink. You don't have to go to parties. You can if you like, but just go sober. Build meaningful habits and just enjoy the process. I fell into this trap myself of just being laser focused and not enjoying what I was doing. You don't have to be like a robot that is doing the work aimlessly. Try to find fun in it and try to enjoy it. Habit stacking is a really helpful concept if you get used to it. At first, it may be hard for you to find half hour or an hour to even just go to the gym after school, after work. But I want you to schedule your day and do the hardest thing whenever you have the first free time. When I was studying, like I was going to uni, and I had a 2 or 3 hour break, I think, between the lectures. I have to just go through the whole city, which was like 30 minutes, to do a quick workout, because I didn't have more time for it. But I did it anyway, because when I went for this workout while I was still at uni, and then just got back to classes, and not to waste time fucking around the campus and doing basically nothing, because I didn't have any, I couldn't make any beats. I just was scrolling or talking to my friend. So this helped me because I had more free time after I was done with uni, and I felt better going back. You know this feeling, right? When you go to work, when you go to school, and you haven't slept well, you was up until 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and you just feel so fucking rusty. Like, you know, even if you took shower in the morning, you just feel so fucking rusty, and this 30 minutes to an hour of training can really help your mood elevate and help your confidence to spike, and you really just feel better. So try to find these pockets in a day. Schedule your day I do it in the Google Calendar, or myself, you can do it on a sheet of paper, and just try to find time when you don't have much to do. Like, let's say you're at work or at school, and you don't have to really pay attention because your work allows you to, because at school you don't have to really pay attention to most of classes. Maybe you can do something instead. Maybe you can respond to a couple emails. You can think of video ideas, think of reels ideas, and try to schedule your day in that way that the hardest things that you have to do is positioned first. Then, once you're done and you have this dopamine spike from doing the hard thing, it may be actually really easy to do the next hard thing. This concept really comes to life when you get used to it, and it is really helpful in building because kurwa, currently when I want to do something new, I just sit by myself, I open my Google Calendar, and I just look where I can find a time to start, and I don't overthink it. Being like an overthinker who always needs to have all the shit perfect for him, it doesn't help you. Just one time, bro. Just one time. We all know how things in our current world are addictive, and how you always fall into the trap of watching the last video and sacrificing your sleep, or going for the last drink at the party, and now you're gone and you're going home. And when you finally understand that this is not this one time, and you are not gonna make the change after this one, and you make the change right now, the whole perspective changes. Because it is easy to postpone your decision, go into comfort, and you can live like that. But this is not a fulfilling life, let me tell you. So instead of putting it all for another day and telling yourself every day, I'm gonna do this tomorrow, do this today and see what happens. If you need any specific help from me, contact me. My socials are down below. And I really hope this advice helps you. Bye bye.